Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with a brand new video. It's time to do is check out the performance of the Poco X3 NFC against the Oppo Reno 4. And Oppo Reno 4 gave you a Snapdragon 720G chipset with 8 GB of RAM, while the Poco X3 NFC gave you a new Snapdragon 732G chipset with the 6 GB of RAM as well. And guys, on the back we got the quad cameras on the back on both these two devices, and you can see we have a normal ultra wide macro lens and depth sensor on both these two devices. And guys, super excited to see how much a difference between the Poco X3 NFC compared to the Oppo Reno 4. And guys, also I really like this matte finish on the Oppo Reno 4 compared to a glossy finish on the Poco X3 NFC. So without any wasting time, let's get right into it. And guys, both phones is completely off, so now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. Here we go. And the logo, it is here a little bit faster on the Oppo Reno 4 and followed by the Poco X3 NFC. Let's see who is faster there. We have a MIUI version 12 based on Android 10 compared to a ColorOS version 7.2 based on Android 10, and you can see on the Poco X3 NFC it is way faster when it comes to booting up, beat the Oppo Reno 4 when it comes to booting up, and you can see about 4 or 5 second difference there. And guess you can see that both phones give you a very different display. We have a full HD IPS LCD display on the Poco X3 NFC, and the interesting thing about the Poco X3 NFC, this phone gave you a 120Hz refresh rate, which is not available on the Oppo Reno 4, while the Oppo Reno 4 gave you a full HD AMOLED display, but we have a dual front facing camera inside this punch hole compared to a single front facing camera on the Poco X3 NFC. And guys, everything is closed up in the background, and you can see no app is running in the background. And the first application we have is the phone dialer on both phones. Little bit warm up for checking out some system based application phone dialer, and that is about the same on both phones. Again, you guys are the judge of the speed test. So now let's opening up the settings, and that is definitely a little bit faster on the Oppo Reno 4. And now let's opening up the Amazon shopping on both phones, some more internet based application for now, and faster on the Poco X3 NFC, and you can see followed by the Oppo Reno 4. The Poco X3 NFC give you a much smoother scrolling compared to a 60Hz scrolling, but both phones give you a very smooth, no lag whatsoever. And now let's opening up the YouTube, and faster on the Poco X3 NFC, and again, and the scrolling feels much smoother on the Poco X3 NFC thanks to a 120Hz refresh rate. So now let's check out some games application for checking out the gaming difference between these two devices. We got Candy Crush Saga, and you can see, and the Oppo Reno 4 it is just a tiny bit faster there. Opening up the Subway Surfer this time, and you can see, and the Poco X3 NFC it is huge faster there, and you can see, while the Oppo Reno 4 is take a little bit more time than the Poco X3 NFC in the Subway Surfer loading area. And so last game application we have is the Temple Run 2 on both phones, and you can see, and the Poco X3 NFC it is faster there, while the Oppo Reno 4 it is little bit slower than the Poco X3 NFC, and you can see about 1 or 2 second difference there. Definitely the Snapdragon 732G it is faster than the Snapdragon 730 as well as the Snapdragon 720G. And now let's opening up Instagram, faster on the Poco X3 NFC, and you can see very huge delay on the Oppo Reno 4, which is always happened on Oppo phones. So now let's see the Spotify on both phones, and faster on the Oppo Reno 4, and you can see. And now let's opening up the Twitter, faster on the Oppo Reno 4 definitely, followed by the Poco X3 NFC. And I would say in light application Oppo Reno 4 it is faster, but I would say in game uploading time like heavy stuff, Poco X3 NFC it is faster there. Now let's see the Edge application on both phones, and that is definitely faster on the Poco X3 NFC, and you can see, let's see the scrolling feels much smoother on the Poco X3 NFC thanks to 120Hz refresh rate. And last, I'm gonna launch the cameras on both phones. Default camera app and faster on the Poco X3 NFC. Let's see internet browsing speed. I'm seeing default Google Chrome on both phones. We got wikipedia.org and that was exactly the same on both phones. Let's see the scrolling and feels again much smoother on the Poco X3 NFC. Same thing zooming in and out. Next on the list is the Xiaomi.com. And let's use faster there, and you can see at the Poco X3 NFC it is faster there if I'm not wrong, followed by the Oppo Reno 4. And now let's see the RAM measurement on both phones. And guys, we got a 8 GB of RAM on the Oppo Reno 4 compared to a 6 GB on the Poco X3 NFC. We got phone dialer, refresh, and in my last speed test and the Poco X3 NFC it is also not performed good in the RAM measurement. Let's see it is again happen or not. In the speed test settings, refresh, Amazon shopping, let's see YouTube, and that is not refresh. And let's see Candy Crush Saga, let's see Subway Surfer, and let's see Temple Run 2. And now let's see Instagram, no refresh. Very surprising result that we got right now in the speed test. Spotify, no refresh. And now let's check out the Twitter, that is also not refresh. Zach. And last we are back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see. And guys, overall I have to say that the app's opening speed is definitely a little bit faster on the Poco X3 NFC thanks to a Snapdragon 732G chipset, while the Oppo Reno 4 it is faster in system-based application as well as like Instagram and the Snapchat application. And the RAM measurement it is absolutely incredible on the Oppo Reno 4, but about 1 or 2 application refresh. I hope the RAM measurement will fix with some software updates in the future. So that's about it, and thank you so much for watching this speed test comparison between the Poco X3 NFC versus the Oppo Reno 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, and I will catch you in my next video. Peace out.